Hey guys, what is up? Cyber Ace Gaming here with another Battlefront 2 commentary talking about Battlefront 3. Are we going to be seeing it at E3? Yeah, we probably will, and we're going to talk about that. Joining us today is also Tom from Chaos Comet, youtube.com/Chaos Comet, an unlaunched gaming channel, but he's going to be launching soon, so you best check it out because you don't want to miss out. Tom, how you doing, buddy?
I'm doing pretty well.
Awesome. So what's going to be interesting about this video, guys, is I am a long-time Battlefront 2 player. I've actually been playing since the first Battlefront, and I've been practicing at Battlefront 2 here for 8 years. Tom is somebody who's actually entered into the game a little more recently, actually getting it during the Star Wars Day sale, and actually becoming kind of a hardcore Star Wars fan just a few weeks because of my influence. So it's kind of interesting that we're going to be hearing some opinions from myself, as well as somebody who is a little new to the franchise, which I thought would kind of change things up for once. So, of course, we got this Hawk map here, playing as my class of choice, the Smuggler. Not really my class of choice, but the equivalent of my class of choice. I usually like to play as a clone or Imperial Engineer. You know, you got the same type thing here, your Engineer class. And so, E3 this year, that's the question. So if you don't know, they actually did come out and say E3, or EA, not E3. EA came out and said this year at E3 they were going to be showing off what they are going to be doing next with Star Wars. So that leaves it open to a lot of opportunities because we know that EA is working on not one, but all of the Star Wars games. So which ones will we be seeing? Well, then we got DICE, and we've got Battlefield, and then we've got the CFO of EA saying, we were very excited at the opportunity to work on a new Battlefront game. So between that, we know we're going to see something at E3, and we weren't sure what it was, but now we're hearing comments from EA themselves about working on a Battlefront game. I think it's pretty sure the next game we're going to be seeing at E3 is going to be a Battlefront game. And I mean, I hope I'm not being too wishful here. I hope I'm not. You guys probably thinking, well, you're just speculating, Cyber Ace Gaming, or a fag. Well, you know, I don't think it's too much speculation. When you really think about the community and the amount of support that Battlefront 3 is really getting right now, and then you have EA mentioning a Battlefront title, I think it's kind of safe to say that one of the first games that they are going to be working on is a new Battlefront. And we got DICE here working on Battlefield. People have been speculating about a DICE-made Battlefront 3 forever now, and it's somehow become a reality, which is really awesome. So I can only really assume that we're gonna see a Battlefront at EA this year. Now, I could be wrong, but I really couldn't see them releasing another game right now. I mean, Disney's covering all the social aspect tablet games that nobody really wants to play, and so that leaves room for EA to make the actually good games that we actually want to see. And what better game to unveil first than the long-awaited sequel of the franchise that we haven't seen in 8 years? I couldn't really think of something else. I really don't think they're gonna, make an Old Republic right now or a new Knights of the Old Republic right now. They got, the Old Republic Online still playing and stuff. So obviously, I don't think we're gonna be seeing, Knights of the Old Republic this soon. Could though, because apparently BioWare's been already working on a Star Wars game. But I don't see them opening any more franchises at the moment. I think what better game for EA to get their names out there as Star Wars game makers now than a new Battlefront title, and I'm going to stick to that. So as far as an E3, us seeing a new Battlefront title this year, I think it's a given. I think it's definitely going to happen. I think we're going to see some kind of Battlefront title. It might not be Battlefront 3. We saw Renegade Squadron and Elite Squadron. They weren't necessarily Battlefront titles. They were more of spin-offs, but I mean, I definitely think the next game we're going to see is something related to the franchise, and I think that's kind of something you could just assume at this point. I don't really think it's speculation. So, with that being said, I think we're going to see it. And what I want to ask now, to make this commentary a little longer than just a few minutes here, is Tom, being somebody who's new to the game, how do you feel the game could evolve to modern day standards?
I honestly think that Star Wars itself is a great franchise, and I don't know why I didn't start playing these games until now. I guess it was because I was just too lazy to, and I didn't want to get out of my comfort zone. But as of playing Star Wars Battlefront 2 for the past month or so, I'd have to say it's a really great game. I like the community behind it. There's a nice community backing it, as I should have said. And I think the EA would probably be pretty foolish not to announce it, or not to release or confirm another Star Wars Battlefront title. To be quite honest, if they don't do that, there's a lot of people there's a lot of hype backing behind it, and it's probably going to boost sales and everything.
Right, right. So we'll just let this map refresh here. We'll keep playing as the commentary goes on. But of course, I mean, you're so right. We see how many people still sit here and play this game 8 years after it's out, and we still see people buying it. Like, this month, a ton of people bought this game. So many people bought this game this month. In fact, I can confirm from people actually telling me Steam ran out of keys for the game and had to wait until they got more from whoever's in charge of selling the game now so they could distribute them to the buyers. That's how many people actually went and bought this game from Steam just this month alone. So you see that where the game's still getting sales 8 years later, the potential is so there. Now, like I said, you elaborated very nicely on how or why you think EA should release the game, but how do you feel this game could evolve to be modern day standards? We got Halo, we got Call of Duty, stuff like that. We got Battlefield, of course, which is going to play a big factor in Battlefront now because of the developers and such. How do you feel this game could change to suit players today? What do you think we should be seeing in a modern day title? What do you think they should be taking out of this old game?
I think the 8 years is a long time to not release a game or make another a sequel to the game. And as we saw that there were some okay changes between Battlefront 1 and Battlefront 2. I did some research on that, but in order for Battlefront 3, I think, to be truly a great game and to even get more audience that's not already playing the game, such as me. Before, a month ago, I didn't even play Battlefront. I knew about it, but I didn't pay that much attention to it. I think that they need to add something new and interesting to the game, a new element, maybe something to make the experience unique. Because there are others, the game title, the type of the game, is much like Battlefield, and there's a lot of other first-person shooters and third-person shooters out there. They need to step aside and actually make something that's going to stand out from the other people and make it worth playing. I know it sounds like a bunch of ramble, but it's true.
Yeah, I totally agree, and that is something that I've been really tying into. I know that you sometimes follow some of my Battlefront 3 videos, and one of the things I'm really tying into that series is kind of coming up with new ideas and kind of doing my own little speculation series about new kind of stuff we're seeing. One of those such modes that I had said might be something to appeal to more fans and give it something else was possibly some kind of Star Wars zombie mode where you have to fight different aliens or droids or just some kind of, infection or clone troopers or stormtroopers are getting infected. I thought that was one way the game could, evolve to, appeal to the FPS market today. And there's so much more they can do. Of course, multiplayer is so huge today. And I know that actually a lot of people used to play multiplayer and still play multiplayer on the computer on this game. And so with the evolutions in multiplayer these days, these game modes that we're playing now could just evolve to be so much better. And I mean, there's just so much room for improvement, but I definitely agree with what you're saying there. And to be quite honest, there's so many people out there that say that I just want the game to be the same with upgraded graphics. But I really think that in today's market,
there's more to it, though. You can't just have the same old. The graphics are nice and everything. It's an important element to the game and experience. But in order for something to be truly, worth buying again, and worth spending that extra money, you need to actually, maybe a DLC or something of sorts would make it more interesting. Maybe some new kind of mode or new element to the story, a extended, I don't know, I don't know if I'm the only one thinking that, but...
No, I got you, man. There's just so much more they can do with it. And the game's wrapping up here. No point in going into another game because we covered the points mostly. My last question to you really is something that, I know that you play a lot of games, and something that's really been concerning the viewers of mine and also just people in general is the fact of EA. People say that EA is a money whore, EA is going to sell out the game with DLCs and ruin it. What are your thoughts on this? Do you think DICE is capable of making a good game? Do you think EA's bad publishing might be able to impede on Star Wars Battlefront 3 being a good game? What do you got?
I think that honestly, a lot of people say EA is a terrible company. They do terrible stuff. They're I don't think that they're that bad. They've made great titles in the past. I'm honestly not the biggest fan of some of the games that they've made. They've rushed out SimCity, and some people were angry about that. But honestly, you can't say a gaming development company is that bad. Gaming development is very difficult. Utilizing how to get the games popular, campaigning it, and it's just difficult. You have to cut them some slack, honestly. They're not a bad company. And my just honest thoughts on it is that you have to give them a chance. You can't just say the game's gonna be terrible just because a certain company's making it, because they haven't been doing it since this is the first time that they got the licenses to it. You don't know what they're gonna honestly do, so you can't really judge a book by it.
let's not forget, I mean, they have, like, very talented studios under their belt. Just because they're, corporate title, they're, EA as a whole seems to have a bad reputation. We all know that, companies like Visceral, DICE, and BioWare, which are all making these games, are capable of doing great things. And so I don't think that we can let, EA as a whole, completely skip over the reputation of the individual companies working under EA, because we know they got some great talent over there.
Talent, yeah.
So, I mean, I think we definitely are going to be seeing some cool stuff. As far as the main subject of this video, will we be seeing Battlefront D3 this year? I definitely think we're going to see something this year. I think it's about time, and I think that with all this hype that they're getting from Battlefront 3, it's a great time for them to unveil a new Star Wars game, especially Battlefront 3, especially with all these leaks this past year and such. Great time. So that's my thoughts. I really think we're going to be seeing it this year. I really hope we're going to be seeing it this year. I'm sure, Tom, you hope we're going to be seeing it too.
I'm pretty excited.
I'm sure that all you viewers out there hope it too. That's all I got for this video today. Thanks so much to Tom for hopping on this video for me. I'm sure you recognize him from a few of my other videos, and you'll probably see him in more. I've just been starting to play with actual viewers of Battlefront 2, so if you have an interest in playing Battlefront with me, maybe you can be on the next episode of the show. Hit me up on a YouTube Messenger or something, or on Facebook, on my Facebook fan page, Cyber TV, or on Twitter, Cyber TV as well. Be sure to follow those, and you can talk to me, and maybe I'll have you guys on the next show. Thinking about getting a dedicated Battlefront 2 server so that we can all play together and you guys can view my videos and stuff. Let me know what you think of that in the comments down below. Be sure to subscribe to youtube.com/chaoscomet for Tom. And also, don't forget to check out the Who Else Wants Star Wars Battlefront 3 Facebook fan page. Now, the admin over at that page, who has been so helpful to me, also has told me about a new game campaign that he has been trying to start, a Dirty Harry game campaign. Now, if you aren't familiar with Dirty Harry, it's a series of awesome movies, and you should probably check them out. And now he said that he would really like to see Rockstar or a different company make a game out of this movie franchise. I'm fully supportive of his campaign. He's awesome with the campaigns. He really knows how to get a good community around about games and their campaigns and stuff. So I really recommend checking out that page. That'll be in the description below as well. Thanks over there for the admin for all the help you've given me, and good luck with your new campaign as well as the existing Star Wars campaign. And once again, thanks so much to Tom. Sorry for this long outro, guys. I appreciate you guys watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.